Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so
I don't need to be in it. I'm going to watch the video. Okay.
to secure the machine, you have 4 emergency buttons around the machine. One here. One here. Also, on the remote control for the roller of the pipe, you have one here. One here. One here. To release the emergency button,
Okay.
you have to press on the green button, okay? This one is also an emergency button. If you press on it, to release it, you have to turn, okay? Do not force on it, only turn, okay? And then you can press on the green button. And if the light is off, it means that the system is okay, right? If you want to switch on the machine, you have firstly to open the main circuit, then just a small kick on the key to release the system. You have to wait for the screen before starting the motor. As soon as the screen is ready, you reset the system, cancel the alarm for the emergency button, and then you can start the engine. Here you have the accelerator for the engine. From 0% to 100%. Here, this is the car park button. If you press, brakes are on. To release, you have to turn, okay? Then to go forward and backward, you lift up here, and then you press forward, you lift it, and you pull backward. Here on the main board you have different buttons. First one is hazard light, as you can see here. It's working. This one is working lights. This one is horn, and this one is to switch on the burner of the boiler. This one is a spare button, it's free, it's not used. This one is the fuel gauge for the engine. This one is a counter, hours counter for the engine. And here you have all the switches to light on road lights, to turning lights, left and right. On the board here you have a stick memory. This is a toggle. This is not for the memory of the machine, but it's only a toggle for the access of the screen. Inside the screen, can you see it? it's dark.
Yeah.
Maybe we will see it this evening when it will be dark in the
Okay.
night.
Okay.
It will be easier for you, I think.
Okay.
Okay, we go around the machine.
Okay.
Just one detail. Here you have a plug. This one is the plug of the main board. Be sure that the connection is okay.
ยังไม่ได้ปิดนะจับริมๆนะ
So when you lift up the boxes during travel, do not forget to close that pipe and also that pipe to be sure that the boxes will not open again. You can adjust the distance between two boxes by this system. So you have to open the system and here you can adjust left or right. Same on the left side. To unroll the water pipe, you can press this button, it will make free this hydraulic valve, and then you can pull it by hand. To roll the water pipe, you have to press on this button, and then the hydraulic motor will drive the roller.
Michael, is that? Can you just have that freewheeling so that when you're going down the road,
When you
you're
run the
steaming,
machine,
it'll just freewheel out?
yes,
So it's how do you do that?
you do it on the board,
Okay.
on the main board. You have a button for that.
Yeah. Okay.
To force it to be free, but by the computer, before traveling, the system make it free by
Yeah.
itself anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can force it as a free roller with the button on the
Yeah,
screen.
okay.
Here, this is a distributor of steam. Be careful, it's very hot. We have around 150 to 180 degrees, so it's very hot. So be careful when you play with the ball valve here to put steam on each boxes. If you want to close one valve, you just have to lift up the valve like that. So you
One more
will
time.
shut off all the circuits, and if you want to open the circuit, you have to use this valve. One more time, be careful, it's very hot. When the steam is coming inside, it's still hot on all these pipes. Here you still have 150 degrees, so do not touch this surface, okay? For the boiler, here this is a tap to close the fuel circuit, okay? So if you want to clean the filter inside, firstly close the tap, and then you can open like that and drain out the filter and clean the filter with air compressor, yeah. Okay, and then do not forget to open it again. It's not necessary to drain out air inside, because the pump will suck everything and it will be full again.
So the pump will bleed the air out of the system.
You have one electrical motor for the pump and also for the blower inside. Everything is online with one motor, okay? So if the fan inside is not driven and the pump is driven, it means that there is something broken inside or something like that, okay? So normally when the fan is on, the pump is on as well.
So the pump, the fuel pump, and the air blower run off the same motor.
Same motor, same line. This is the first filter. You have to clean it every day. You can see if the filter is full of dirt or not. But every day you have to look at the filter. If the filter was full of dirt, of course you have to clean it. But if you have problems with the burner, because you don't have enough fuel inside the injectors, maybe the filter inside the pump will be full of dirt as well. To open this pump, you have 4 bolts on each corners. So you have to open the 4 bolts, take out the cover. Be careful because between the cover and the body of the pump, you have a seal inside. So you have to take out, but be careful, sometimes the seal is sticked on the body, on the cover, so you have to be careful. And then inside you have the filter, you just have to pull it on, and then you can blow it as well. You fit it again, and you close all the pipes. This valve is the main valve of the system. This one will give the fuel flow of the pump to the system. So if this one is not working, the system will not working at all. This one is also the first speed of the boiler. You have 2 other valves to open or close the circuit of the speed number 2 and the speed number 3. So this valve is the main valve and also the first speed of the boiler, of the burner. This one is the second speed and this one is the third speed. So when all of them, the 3 valves are open, you have 100% of the capacity of the burner. So what you can do also if you have problem with the burner is to open the burner. For that you have a bolt on the top with 19 spanners. You open the bolt and then we can open the burner. Maybe we can do it now.
For a 19 mil.
That's right. Come on back this way. I think it will be easier for you. So here the burner is open. For the security, here there is a switch inside. Maybe you can see it. it's the white ball inside. This is the switch. So as soon as the boiler is open, here's the switch off the system to avoid to put fuel and burn everything when it's open. Okay. So this screw push on the sensor to disconnect the circuit. Here inside you have the I don't remember the name in English to make the spark. Igniter, yeah. And here this one is injectors. On the end of this part you have 3 injectors. Do not mix injectors because there is 2 types of injectors inside. You have 1.5 and 6.5 gallon. Come on, have a look with the computer. Inside.
What would you say they were? 1.5 gallon and 6.5 gallon.
Yes.
So one of the.
I think is 1.5 for the first speed and 6.5 for the second and third speed. If I remember well. What you have to know here, on the igniter, you have a special distance between the 2 points.
Yep.
So you have to respect the condition of the manufacturer of the burner. For that, you have to look on the operating manual. If you have a problem to light on the burner, sometimes it's only humidity inside, so it can be hard during the winter, but I think here you will not have this problem. So be sure that the igniter are okay, and also the wiring is okay if you don't see the spark. To see the spark, you can see it on the top here. There is a kind of There is a kind of window here. You can open it and then you can see the spark inside. Normally you cannot see the fuel flow because it's very small, but you can see the spark. This one is a sensor. It's a light sensor. This sensor is here to know if there is a flame inside. So if the sensor cannot see the flame, it will switch off the display for security reason, to avoid to have a lot of fuel inside. After a few seconds, when you start the burner, here on the display you can see different icons. This one is the fan, the blower. This one is the spark. This one is the fuel valve, and this one is the flame, so the sensor. When the sensor can see the flame, here it's on here. And if you have a problem, if there is no flame, here this icon will be on. Okay, and step by step you will see valve number 1, valve number 2, and valve number 3 step by step.
And that's the 3 different stages of the burner.
Yes, 3 different stages. Yes, absolutely. And when the system will be on, when we will produce steam, sometimes the third speed will be off because we have enough steam on the ground, for example. So step by step, it's speed number 2, speed number 3, speed
so
number
it
2 again.
So them.
Yes, it's a kind of inverter,
yeah,
if you want.
So
okay,
it's not running at 100% all the time.
Yeah. So we can close again the burner. if you want to adjust the igniter, you have to open this bolt and take out this cover, so you can reach the screws of the igniter to adjust the space between each parts, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
This fitting and this fitting are only to set up the burner in the factory, so you don't need to use this one and this one. This engine is 220 volts, so you have to switch off the machine before doing anything on the machine about maintenance, diagnosis, etc. You have to get the electrical license to do something, because it's 220 volts. Okay, so be careful. The water valve is also 220 volts. It's not 24 volts, it's 220 volts. So be careful if you want to do something on the machine. And remain that inside the control, inside the main electrical box, all the orange wires are 220 volts. So be careful to what you do when the machine is on. So it was for the burner on the boiler. I think we spoke about everything. No, we missed something. Here, this is the steam manometer. So the machine will start to move as soon as we get 0.2 bars of steam. The working pressure is around 0.3 up to 0.5 bars. At 0.6, the boiler will be stopped by itself, because you have a lot of pressure on it. So there is a limit switch, a pressure switch to switch off the burner. And this pressure switch is inside here.
So it won't move until 1.1 bar.
From 0 to 0.2, nothing will happen. The machine is not allowed to run if you don't have enough pressure of steam.
And it'll cut out at 6.6 bar.
And yes, and we cut the burner at 0.6. Here there is also a relief valve for the steam pressure. If the system is over 0.7, then this valve and the other one on the other side will open like a relief valve, okay, to drain out the pressure of the boiler. Here there is 4 electrical manometer pressure switch pressure. The first one is to allow the machine to drive in the field from 0.2. The second and the third are pressure sensors to put the speed number 2 or put the speed number 3 on the burner.
So what was the first one again?
The first one
Yeah.
is to allow the machine to drive at 0.2, just to be sure that we have enough speed, enough steam on the boxes. Okay. The second and the third sensors are here to adjust the capacity of the burner. And the last one is the security to cut the burner over 0.6 bars. inside the water level, we have 5 sticks. Stick number 1 and number 2, the smallest sticks inside, are here to adjust the water level. If the water is not in contact with the 2 sticks, then the water valve will be open. As soon as the water will give contact between the 2 sticks, number 1 and number 2, then the water valve will be off. The 3 other sticks are here for security reason, to protect the boiler with the burner. If you don't have water inside, the burner is off. As soon as the level is okay, when the stick number 3 and number 4 are in contact by the water, the burner switch on. And the burner will switch off as soon as it will be no water contact between the 3 sticks, number 3, 4 and 5. Okay? If for any reason, if the burner is still on and there is no water inside, here there is a temperature sensor. And the temperature sensor is between 110 to 120 degrees Celsius. Because inside the boiler, when you have water, the temperature is around 110 degrees, because we have still water but not steam on this position. From this position, this is the water level. Here we have 110 to 120 degrees of steam here, but here it's only water. But if you don't have water, so you will have air or steam. If the temperature is increasing, the sensor will cut off the burner in case of emergency. The first security is the water level. The second security is the temperature. Okay, and to get temperature inside the steam, we use a special device inside the boiler. It's an overheating system. So from the boiler we can get steam at around 120 degrees Celsius, but it's not enough for the process, and then we overheat the steam inside a system inside the boiler. We can have a look. The biggest red pipe on the top is the input of steam. So we go down inside the boiler and we have a kind of radiator inside. So we overheat the steam with this radiator, and then the steam is coming by this valve. This is a shut valve to switch on or switch off the circuit. And then from here we have around 180 degrees Celsius of steam. Okay, that's why in this area is very you have to take care, because it's very hot. So by this valve we switch on or switch off the circuit of steam. Here we have a distributor, and then we can feed each boxes. So on the field, if you use only 2 beds on the 3 beds, for example, because you don't have I don't know the name in English, not pair, but
Even.
sorry.
The even amount of beds.
But you will use 3 by 3, but sometimes 1 is alone or 2 are alone, so you can switch on or switch off one of them to avoid to put again steam inside the bed. Okay. So for the maintenance of the boiler, you have to drain out the water every day, because steam is pure water. Okay. So when you put water inside the boiler, you will have dirty water, and steam is pure water. So step by step, you will have a lot of chemicals, salt, mud, etc. So every day you have to drain out the boiler. If you have a problem of water level inside the boiler, it means that the water has a too high critical level of chemicals or salt inside. It's a physical phenomenon, that's normal. It means it's like when you cook pasta, for example, if you put salt on the I don't know the name in English.
The element.
Sorry?
On the element.
Yeah. If you put salt, you will have air bubble inside the water. So this is the same thing. So if the water level is not constant, not stable, drain out the boiler to put out all the sheets of the water.
Michael, now daily, if we run this machine 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
do we do it twice a day, or is it after 24 hours of operation?
I don't have the answer. You will see in the field if the water level is okay,
Yep.
so you can push the limit.
Yeah.
But most of the time we say every day, of course. But if you use it 24 hours, of course,
Drain it,
maybe
say,
you will have
half
to
a
drain
day.
it out.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, it's possible. But you will see, it depends on the quality of the water.
Yep.
Inside the control box. This relay is to allow the burner to work. If this light is on, it means you don't have enough water inside the boiler. As soon as the water touch all the three sticks, number 3, 4 and 5, the relay here is on this light. If this light is on, the burner can start. This relay is a water valve relay. Don't touch to the parameters. It was done in the factory, but according to the quality of the water, if you have chemicals, salt, etc., small part, ppm parts, it's quite nothing. Maybe we will adjust the sensitivity of the relay. It depends on the hardness of the water on the different components. And then you have 3 lights on the side of the relay. The medium light is the supply. If you don't have light in the middle, it means that you have no power on the relay. If you have light on the top light, it means that the system will count 5 times. After 5 seconds, the relay will be on the down light. It means that the water valve will be on. So you fill up the boiler again. To avoid a blinking system, there is a timer inside. That's why the uppest light must blink 5 times. We can see here the timer is 5 seconds. So before switching on again the water valve, we count 5 seconds. Okay?
And that'll just do it automatically.
Sorry?
That'll do it automatically. It'll do it all by itself.
Everything is by itself, absolutely. This one is an inverter. This inverter will make 220 volts with the 24 volts. Okay, so do not open it. And one more time, be careful. All orange wires are 220 volts. As you can see here, it's wrote on the door. So please be careful with that. You have a lot of fuses on the machine. You have fuses from here, 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 also here. And the last one is this one for the radar on the beginning of the machine. As soon as the water relay to drive the burner is off from this light to this light, this one is running, this one is off. As soon as we lose this light to get this light, we use this timer to avoid to switch off the burner directly, because sometimes you lose the water level inside because you are traveling between one cycle to another cycle, so there is some waves inside. So maybe the 3 sticks will be not again in the water by the wave inside. So there is a timer just to be sure to not switch off the burner if we can have again water on the sticks. It's a 30 seconds delay. What else? Normally that's enough for a daily maintenance or diagnosis, I think.
So the motor gets serviced 500 hours. The motor gets serviced every 500 hours.
Yes, you have to call the Deutz company to make the maintenance of the first 500 hours to put the computer on it to know if there is alarm, for example, to adjust the valve on the head of the engine to know if everything is okay with adjustments, change oil, of course, and filters, and then every 500 hours you have to change again oil and filters. On the manual it's wrote 1000 hours, but it's not a mistake from Deutz, but for your country it's a hot country with hard conditions, so you have to change oil every 500 hours. It's very important. Okay. You have also an air filter. You have to blow the air filter very often because you have a lot of dust, and you have a cyclone air filter. So normally the dust is going outside by itself. So you have to open the valve to yes. What else? In the end of the week, we will bolt again all the screws of the tire, of the wheels, because after 50 hours, we have to close a lot of bolts again, just to be sure with the vibration, etc., that everything is closed. What else? I think it's enough for the moment. It's a lot of information.
Yeah, that's why we video it, because there's no way you can take it all in.
Yeah. Okay.